Hey guys, just want to do a small video here showing something off real quick. And if you saw yesterday's video, you may have noticed this. And the reason why I'm doing this as a separate video, not as a normal Saturday video, is because it's not super code related for you guys per se, right? So while I was doing yesterday's video, or the one that you saw yesterday on Saturday, you may have noticed that I have backgrounds in my editor here. And if you're new to this engine and this language, obviously you're going to use the built-in IDE here, and you're not going to have this going to be completely blank. This is a plugin that I created, and that was partially based off of one for other IDEs that are out there. So if I just pull this up here, you can see we have this PyCharm here. And with this, we have different themes. If I can find settings, themes here. So I was showing this off to somebody. That is Bright. Apologies. Probably just got blinded. But we have all different ones here, right? Well, so Christmas Choco. And of course, whenever I accept this, the background is going to update. But this, I was showing this to someone, and they liked it. But then they were curious about being able to implement these backgrounds into Godot. Really don't care how it's said, if we're being honest. So I went ahead and I created a plugin to do that. And if you're curious how I went about doing that, it has to do with going in and getting, or finding out how the actual system, the UI here, is being made. Because if you didn't know, this entire engine, or not the engine, sorry, the entire UI is built by the engine itself. So if I were to open this up, for example, you see we have our background there, and here is where we're getting all of our information. I have updated this, so this section of the code is a little outdated here, but nonetheless the point remains, right? So we have to go through all of these different things here just so we can get down to our editors here, right, where the actual code is being put. And then of course in this section here is where we're actually adding our backgrounds in. So if you're reading this, and you can notice, all you have to do is just walk into the add-on image here, open the file, and swap out this file with anything you want. Swap the background PNG here for anything you want. That's also named background PNG. So if I were to set, if I can here, and then new window. So that's the one that we have there. Apparently did not stick it in there. Ah, there it is. Alright, so if I come in here, so the right one here is our project, the left one here is just a plugin. So if we were to come in here, and just for the sake of this, because I'd like to keep this image, I'm going to change that background one. So if I come in here and I grab this completely different image, and if I paste that in here, make sure it has to be named background with a capital B, .png, and we come back in. There you go. We can see we can change out our backgrounds that easily. Now, something that you may have an issue, or you may think is an issue, I'm going to quit out to the project list here. Just so I swapped over to the actual project so I can have some updated code here for this. And you'll notice if I come into, if I open up, say, the demo scene here, we go into this script, you see I don't have a background. Even though if I go into project settings, my plugins, it's obviously enabled, right? But there's nothing here. Well, I've put in, so if you just go into your output here, you'll see exactly how to solve that. Just save any scene. and that'll cause your backgrounds to initialize. So with my scene open here, I have one open here. All I'm going to do is just hit Control S, the shortcut to save. And there we go. That should get my backgrounds to trigger. So now I've got my backgrounds into my code. So when you're loading up a project that already has the plugin enabled, all you have to do is save a scene. And if you want to change the background, you just got to go into that folder and swap out the background.png, at least at the current time. I might update this further to have more options presented to yourself. But for now, that's it. That's how all it is. And you can find that just down on the GitHub, on my GitHub down below, as I think it's the editor image background, I think is what it's called on there. It also has been submitted to the asset library, just out of curiosity on if they accept it, just so it'd be easier to point out to people. But for now, at the current time, that has not been accepted in. It's still under review, testing, whatever. But you can find it on the GitHub, and that version will always, of course, remain up to date. But yeah, I just want to point that out, because I know I found out some people really like having backgrounds in their editors, which is cool. So if you guys like it, then you can pick this plugin up and allow yourself to have backgrounds, customize your thing up a little bit. If you're a game developer, for example, you can use this to put your own art on there, or put your character art up there. And if you stream, not only does this add a little personalization to your stream and your editor, but that art that you put up there may also strike up some talking points to help, which will also lead into, of course, you advertising your product or your game, or if someone new comes in, it might catch their attention to check it out, see what you're doing. Before I keep rambling on, I'm just going to go ahead, leave it there, and there'll be a link directly to this repository in the description.